Hey guys, welcome back. We have a weekend energy update that we need to get into. We have an interesting energy dynamic that's going on out there right now, kind of just lingering in our energy field. We have two simultaneous aspects playing out, both emphasizing the sign of Pisces. We've got a very strong water energy going on right now. Things could be kind of emotional as we move throughout the course of the weekend, especially on Sunday. But this emotional energy is also a very creative, very divinely inspired. And both of these aspects, like one has a lot to do with endings and karmic endings and like fated release. And the other is a frequency that is like associated with master builder energy. This is a profound ability to create in a way that produces like very masterful results. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this particular dynamic of energy functions out there as we move throughout the course of this weekend. But overall, we have a pretty positive vibe going on. Sunday's really the highlight of the weekend. We've got a Mercury CAZIMI, you guys. The Sun and Mercury will be aligning exactly together in the sign of Aquarius, and they will be squaring Uranus. So don't be surprised if you get some shocking information this weekend, or even some type of like epiphany, flash of insight, instantaneous download, light bulb moment. All of a sudden, oh my gosh, everything makes sense, and now I know what to do in order to move forward constructively. We also, remember, have this energy that's going on that is like really assisting us in getting a job done well, and also hard work paying off. So you guys, we got lots to talk about. Let's get into our report of the day, or no, the weekend rather. Let's put it all together, see where we're at on Friday, where we're at on Sunday, and what things are looking like for us as we approach next week. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Friday, February 7th, 2025. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the weekend, where we are narrating the shift of the ages. In this video, we are gonna catch up with everything that we've got going on energetically this weekend, and where we're at as we prepare to enter the energy of next week. But I just need to actually like take a pause for a moment and tell you guys, as I was recording the intro for this video, I literally just had the craziest experience happen. And I'm actually, because I was recording when it happened, I am gonna put that at the end so you guys can take a look at that in live action if you want to, just to reinforce the details of what I'm about to tell you. But I can't proceed with the astrology of this video without telling you guys about this experience that I just had while recording this video. And mind you, also today is Sunday, February 2nd, when I am recording this video. So I'm not recording it in the energy that will be present when this video comes out, but I don't know, you guys. This was really crazy. I have lived in this house that I'm living in now for this is like my 4th year living here, and not one time has this ever happened. I'm sitting here recording my video, recording my intro, just got started. I'm like 10 minutes in, I'm on like my 3rd intro shoot. It's going great. All of a sudden, full speed, out of nowhere, a huge bird smashes into the window that's right in front of me. Okay, I screamed. It looked like a missile, like coming straight, like I was just totally unprepared for that. Okay, it made a huge sound. It like shook my desk when the bird crashed into the window because it hit the window so hard. It was like shocking, you know what I mean? And super unexpected. Like there's never one time has a bird crashed into my window right here. So that was just really crazy. But that wasn't the craziest part, okay? So that happens, and like I said, I will, at the end of this video, I will put that clip in case you guys just want to hear the force with which that bird hit the window, because you could hear it in the recording and like my reaction to it. But I didn't want to put it, like up front or in the intro, because like I yell pretty loud in that video, and yeah, it should just be saved for the end. But anyways, like I yelled so loud that my kids, who are like 3 floors under me right now, down in the basement, like watching cartoons, were like, "Oh, Mom, are you okay? What happened?" And I was like, "I don't know." And so I thought the bird flew away though. But then I got up and I went and I looked out the window, and I looked down, and there's like these big bushes under the window. Oh, and my like heart absolutely just dropped because the bird was in the bush and it looked very dead. And with the force that that bird hit the window, I thought surely if it hadn't flown away and it was in that bush upside down, like wings all mishmashed around and everything, that there was no way it had survived that. So I was like, wow, like I don't know what type of symbolic reference this is right now, but not. And then I also should say it was a red-headed woodpecker. It was a big woodpecker with a bright red head, and I'm just like devastated looking down in that bush. I'm like, I don't even know if I can keep recording right now. So I was like, I need to go check it out. And I need to take care of the bird. I need to bury the bird. I'll get the recording done later. Like, this is, I don't know. I need to, you know, that was like very jarring. Like, that has like never happened. Like, I need to think on this and like what this means and everything. Okay. So I stop the recording. I go down there, put my shoes on, go outside, go around to the bush. And like I see it, you know, the bird, it's upside down. Like I said, its wings are all in all varying directions. Like it's like it looks very dead. And so I go to grab the bird and I felt like it was still like pretty warm. And I'm like, okay, well, this just happened. But then I saw its eye move a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, is this bird still alive? And I scoop up the bird like in my arms and like put it, I'm like holding it in my hand because it's like a big bird. And I felt it grab its feet, like, you know how they grip, birds grip onto branches and stuff? It like gripped onto my hand. And then it like righted itself and like picked its head up. And I was like, oh my God, like this bird is still alive. It like, even that impact, like I was quite blown away by the fact that it had survived that crash. And so I'm standing there in my front like yard holding this big red-headed woodpecker just like in my arms. Like, oh gosh. Okay, so I'm just like petting it and like, you know, trying to like palpate and like make sure it's like trying to make sure its neck is like all in line and everything, and just like trying to give it a little bit of stimulation and stuff. And it's just like sitting there all like nuzzling into my hand, and I was like, oh my God. So then I walk around and I went to the back door where I told you my children were in the basement downstairs watching cartoons, and I'm holding this bird in my hands like this, and I'm like using my foot to try to knock on the glass door to get their attention so that they'll open the door, because I wanted them to come see the bird. So I got their attention, and they came out and they were like, oh my God. And I sent my older son upstairs to try to get a picture because I wanted to show you guys, because it was just like crazy to me that like I said, not only has this never happened in the entire time I've been living in the house that I'm living in right now, or actually to me ever in my life, a huge woodpecker has never crashed into the window, fallen down into a bush, survived to the point where I'm like holding it in my arms randomly and like trying to figure out, you know, what to do next. Anyways, so I wanted to take a picture of it to show you guys, and but by the time that we got the iPad down, the bird had almost like essentially fully recovered, and it flew and it like grabbed onto like the side of the, I don't know what it's called, like a brick pillar sort of that like holds up the deck. And then shortly after that, it took off and flew back, and I watched him fly back to a perch in a tree in the distance. So he was fine. So and there's a couple pictures that I will put at the end as well of that. But anyways, that was like a crazy story that literally just happened to me while I'm sitting here recording the intro to this video. And like it hit on a couple different levels, you know. Number one, and I'm not even comfortable saying the word hit right now because that like impact was just so insane. But I do want to say, you guys, like I'm talking about a big bird here, you know what I mean? And at this point of recording, like I said, it's February 2nd. There's recently been like 2 like, you know, big tragic air incidents that have gone on. Now, on one level, I am like, you know, take care, take caution, like be extra careful with like things to do with the air or air travel or like taking flight. I don't know, like that was really crazy. I don't know exactly what that means, but I just feel like having caution generally with like things to do with the air, or just being like a need to pay extra attention more so, because the bird was okay, you know, he just made like an error in judgment, I guess, about like where he was flying, or lost his orientation or something somehow, and smacked full speed into the window. So that's one thing, you know, just, and with Pluto and Aquarius right now as well, this emphasis on the air, on air travel, on things going on in the air. I don't know. There's that. But on the other side of things, like the bird miraculously survives. Now, my 11-year-old son, who is quite brilliant himself, the first thing he said was, "Oh, Mom, it's a good thing that it was a woodpecker, because they're gonna have more strongly enforced heads and skulls and neck bones because they, you know, bang their head off of trees literally for survival." So I was like, oh, wow, I never thought, that was not the first thought that popped into my head. Very good point on that. So maybe that has something to do with the fact that that bird was able to survive that collision. But I'm telling you guys, that was crazy. Like, it looked like a missile hit the window. Of course, a missile would have shattered the window and gone right through it. But like that big, huge thing traveling that fast, coming like right into there like that, just totally unexpected. It definitely caught me off guard. So I don't know, you guys, just like things happening unexpectedly. And the reason why I'm even, you know, aside from the fact that this just happened, so I'm just kind of like sharing the experience with you guys, because it was, you know, it was a very interesting experience, and we are just in very interesting times generally. But the fact that it happened like while I happened to be recording the video just makes me think that maybe there's a reason that I need to talk about this during this particular video. So I'm doing that and thinking of the ways that it could translate into, you know, like meaningful advice or symbolism or something like that. But, you know, things happening unexpectedly that really catch us off guard. But then also, I've also been picking up on this energy indicating, you know, miracles and divine intervention and like sudden twists and things that make things turn out how you never thought that they could or would. And that for sure, like when I went down and like reached in to grab that bird and realized that he was still alive, that was equally as shocking to me as when the bird hit the window itself. So even though there was like this, you know, big like impact, real shocking situation happened out of nowhere having to do with like air flight, I don't know, it actually he ended up being okay, and he like flew back to he's like back in his habitat, and he's probably got a headache, but he's back in his habitat. He flew away himself when he was ready, and that was like a crazy experience for me. Because I have never, I mean, I've seen those. I mean, obviously we have those woodpeckers around here and I watch them often when I see them. Woodpecker is, you know, opportunity knocking. They are an omen indicating, or an animal that indicates like some positive opportunities perhaps that could be coming, big opportunities. Jupiter having just stationed recently as well. Like there is, it's almost like also like nothing can stop the growth or the opportunity or the potential that is manifesting as well. It's like, even though it may seem like, you know, it's a point of no return, or there couldn't possibly be like a positive outcome here for some reason, I don't know, but that bird lived, and I got to hold it and see it really up close, And to me, ultimately, that was like a very positive experience because, as I said, that's like a lucky bird, all about opportunity. And the fact that that bird lives, like, miracles are real. So don't lose faith, you guys. Even if it seems like there's some, I don't know, like, again, like point of no return, or just like a big impact or something falling out of the sky, hitting you out of nowhere, there could be some type of miraculous outcome. I don't know. Anyways, so there's that. Now let's get into the astrology. Sorry for such a long interlude that wasn't about astrology, but I'm telling you guys, that right there was that was like a crazy thing. Okay, so let's talk about the astrology for the weekend right now. All weekend, Friday to Saturday and Sunday, there is kind of like a lively, uplifted energy, especially, you know, Friday, there is a Gemini moon going on, forming a perfect trine to the sun and Mercury in Aquarius. This is probably uplifting our spirits a little bit. This is very mentally stimulating, big ideas, positive outlook, like being able to see the bigger picture, the overall perspective, you know, very future oriented, future focused energy. Again, like big opportunities, good ideas, solutions coming. On Sunday, we do have Mercury CAZIMI, the sun and Mercury coming into exact alignment with one another. This is actually kind of an interesting Mercury CAZIMI too, because it straddles 2 degrees. It will start at 20 degrees of Aquarius, and then the sun and Mercury will actually move together to 21 degrees of Aquarius. So we're getting transitions and symbolism that we need to talk about throughout the course of the weekend as well. And we have these 2 sustaining aspects. We have the Mars-Saturn trine in water signs going on. And again, that is that master builder frequency energy that we're going to be talking about. And we also have this Neptune North Node conjunction, which is an energy that we haven't had in a long time. The 1850s was the last time that this energy was present. These 2 in combination, again, like endings and beginnings, things like fated release, karmic endings, but also this master builder energy, like creative mastery that is like seeding the foundations of like the legacies that will continue and like move us forward into this new Aquarian age that are coming in now. So we do have, like, there's a very powerful energetic dynamic set up for change right now. We know that. Also, this sense of spiritual awakening. Another thing that we have going on, I'm going to talk about in this video, I probably haven't talked about enough, is the the Mars Chiron square in Cancer, Mars in Cancer retrograding, and Chiron in the sign of Aries. That's another kind of like tricky energy playing out, that in combination with a lot of this other stuff that's going on could be manifesting some interesting results, and I'll talk about that more as we get through the video as well. But mainly we are looking at lunar activity transitioning us through Friday into Saturday. Sunday is the day this weekend where we have these exact alignments taking place, and also the Mercury Sun CAZIMI, and then we are ready to approach the energy of Monday, which I will have a video out for next week. So in a nutshell, I feel like this weekend, all weekend sort of, there is this energy that is inducing epiphanies, sudden realizations, like revelations, suddenly knowing the answer or the solution, or like how to solve some type of problem. It could be lingering problems too. With the Mars retrograde energy in the exact trine to Saturn, especially on Sunday, while we do have the Mercury CAZIMI, you really could be finally figuring out how to solve some like old problem with something that just like wasn't working, and I don't know, as a result of that, know exactly what to do to move things forward somehow in a much more productive way. Repairs, this is a really good weekend for repairs, and anything like work in the home, work on the home, like renovations or repairs, or like getting housework and stuff like that done. Very, very supported, will be like productive and have like some type of positive outcome. Probably you'll be glad you did it in the energy of this weekend for sure. And overall, this weekend and moving into next week, this whole Aquarius season, really, because of the way that just these planets are lined up right now, times of brilliant insight and capability. On one hand, it may really seem like everything is sort of coming apart at the seams, and it is, you know, this is a time of some pretty significant transitions, but Also, work is being created right now. Like some very masterful work is also being seeded, coming into fruition, that again is going to like lay these new foundations that are going to transition us into this new incoming paradigm, the age of Aquarius, that is starting to unfold now and will continue throughout the course of the next 2,000 years. So we may not see the results of those seeds that are being planted yet, but let me tell you, it is definitely happening. The energy right now, just with this Neptune North Node conjunction and the Mars Saturn trine, especially in the energy of Sunday, this really is like inventing a new world, like rebuilding. This is like an energetic evolution or upgrade applied to the tangible material world, functioning through the individual. So we're likely to see a lot of people who are performing quite masterfully at their particular skill or area of expertise as we move through this period of time. And I do think a lot is going to start being birthed right now that is going to be like the pillars of the way things are moving forward. The hand of God is rewriting reality, the cosmic sculptor at work, rebuilding the world. It is also a time about mastery over our energy and our mind and our emotions. It's a time for releasing and surrendering what is no longer useful or serving a meaningful purpose for us in our lives as well. This is a very good time. Another thing the Mars Saturn trine energy does very well is it like refines things. Like it's very good at discerning like what has no practical purpose and is essentially just a waste of time, and having the ability to just like get rid of it so that it's no longer consuming unnecessary energy that is not being applied in a productive, useful way. Fated endings, divine inspiration, and also masterful building and creative mastery are definitely just themes of what we're moving through right now. And we could see this just coming through in the way that various people are, like what people are presenting also. This is energy of hard work pays off. If you have been working really hard on something, you've been putting a lot of effort into it, you've been like genuinely putting like your best foot forth and doing the job right and doing a good job, there is a strong likelihood that you're definitely going to get recognized for your work in a way that is positive, uplifting, expansive, and even could be like promotion or something like that with the way that this energy is coming together with the Mars Saturn trine. Also on Friday's a really good day for that. Like if you've got like a presentation or like a pitch, or I don't know, like something's on display, or you're like showing your work to a superior or higher up or an authority figure or something like that, or you're being judged on your work for something in some way, and you have like really done the work and really put your effort into it, again, like you're probably going to get some type of positive feedback, positive recognition, promotion, investment as well. So just something to note, Friday is a pretty good day for that with the Gemini moon that we have present. And I'm going to talk about the energy day by day in a minute here. But I'm just kind of freestyling the summary of how things are kind of throughout the course of the entire weekend. The Mercury CAZIMI with the sun in Aquarius is square Uranus. Listen to this, like not only do we have Mercury conjunct the sun this weekend, but it's square Uranus on Sunday. Not only do we have Mars trine Saturn exact to the minute on Sunday, but guess what, you guys? Guess what? Where would you wager, if you were a betting person, where would you wager that the moon is on Sunday when we've got that exact to the minute trine going on between Saturn and Mars and water signs? Oh yes, that's right. You would be correct. The moon will be in the sign of Cancer in a conjunction to Mars exactly, as Saturn and Mars have their perfectly choreographed trine together exactly to the minute. Now this is a 5-day transit. I think I measured, I could be a day off on that, but because Mars is slowing down and preparing to station direct, he's slowing down. And so that means he's spending more time at each degree, which means that instead of just having a standard 2-day trine, because Mars takes generally when Mars is moving at his normal transit speed. He takes about 2 days to transit any 1 degree. So Mars aspects generally last 2 days, while Mars is at any degree for 2 days. But when Mars slows down, he takes longer. So we have this one lasting for 5 days, I think it was. And it just so happens that when that exact to the minute trine takes place, the moon is also in the exact conjunction with Mars and exact trine to Saturn, and it's also on the exact Mercury Sun CAZIMI day on Sunday. So it's a pretty special day, exact aspects hitting, exact dynamics, moons involved per usual in the energy of Sunday. So just keep that in mind. And as I said, the CAZIMI is also square Uranus. It's not an exact square, it's 2 degrees off, but Uranus is a ruler of Aquarius, and that's where the CAZIMI is. So, yeah, there's some sudden jolt of awareness, a brilliant idea. It could be contributing to whatever, the fated endings, the divine inspiration, the creative mastery, or like masterful building sort of themes that are just out there right now. This also has to do Mars Saturn trine with Mars retrograde. I've talked about this dynamic of it as well over the past couple of videos. This also has to do with sort of like restructuring our belief systems. That can be another way this energy manifests on a more like internalized level. Saturn in the sign of Pisces. This is, and also things to do with like spiritual authority and sort of like the master apprentice dynamic. Mars and Saturn are both this very masculine energy, but Saturn is like the general and Mars is the warrior. When we have Mars and Saturn together, it can bring up themes of like an older generation and a younger generation. In the trine, this is like a harmonious, cohesive effort, like, and things flowing in a way that like integrates that. But like if we have a Mars and Saturn square, a lot of times this can bring up sort of like power struggles or just kind of like vying for dominance between, let's say, like an older generation and a younger generation, or the master apprentice, or like the general and the soldier, like that type of dynamic. The authority and the subordinate can kind of be at odds. We have harsh aspects between Saturn and Mars, but when we have positive aspects, that is the support of authority in our endeavors, right? That's why I'm saying, like, if the job is well done, you're probably going to get recognized, you're probably going to get some type of support, some type of promotion, some type of just like positive judgment, or something that like reinforces or supports your progress or your efforts somehow. So there's all of that. Now let's talk about the day specifically. Friday does look like an overall harmonious or positive day. I've already said this. The moon is transiting the sign of Gemini. That's why forming a perfect trine to Mercury and the sun, who are not yet in a conjunction but are close to a conjunction. They're like 2 degrees apart on Friday. The moon and Gemini will be a trine. So we've got an air sign trine going on that is, again, like uplifting, positive, generally supportive of us. It's a clear mind, okay, an ability to focus. Like things are just likely to be generally going well in the energy of Friday, overcoming obstacles to success, perhaps finding some solutions, good ideas, good advice, knowing what to do and what not to do, what to move forward with or what to pull back on, what to continue to utilize again, and like what to get rid of. With that Mars Saturn trine, again, this is emphasizing our ability to be like quite discerning in how we're using our resources, and we have a stronger aptitude and ability to just like get rid of the, like, trim the fat, you know what I mean? Like get rid of the waste, the excess, like whatever is not productive and useful. We tend to not find or see any purpose or use for. And that's another reason why this is a very, very good weekend to maybe do some housework, maybe do some like organizing. Getting rid of things is a good idea when we've got an energetic setup going on like this. But big ideas, good news, invention and innovation very indicated here. It's very future oriented, future thinking, future focused. And we're probably just going to be feeling pretty good and things could be looking up on Friday. Good day for collaboration and communication. Amazing time for any projects or goals or ideas or creations. Our work is blessed in this energy, so working on something therefore is a pretty good idea. I do recommend using this energy productively because what we do is going to be worth it. This is energy where like you will be very glad you did whatever it is that you do. Even mundane practical tasks and work that we generally don't necessarily love to do will probably go better than normal. Unique solutions, better ways of doing things are likely to present themselves as well. Finding new ways to solve old problems, doing things different. There could be sort of an urge to do something a new way or switch something up. It's like you may have always done the thing this way, but for whatever reason you came across this alternative way of doing it, and this is the time where you just go ahead and try that out and you realize, oh, like this actually streamlines my process a lot, like I can get rid of this aspect of things now. And so I'm going to continue doing it this way because it is just ultimately better, which is also funny because the South Node, we're talking a lot about the North Node right now with the North Node and Neptune in that conjunction, but that's also putting Neptune in an opposition to the South Node. The South Node, this is karmic release. This is what we need to let go of, what we need to move on from, what we need to change in the sign of Virgo. This has to do with like the way that we've been doing things, like lifestyle, day-to-day habits, routines. With Neptune there, again, this is like fated endings. So a lot of people, like even the like most mundane little tasks like organization and paperwork and this, that, like it wouldn't be surprising if people just generally started finding new ways to do just like simple little day-to-day things, and that allowed them to be like more productive and like just get rid of like unnecessary things that have been in some way like creating some blockage to energy or just making things more difficult than they need to be. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I do recommend, you know, maybe trying to re-strategize or reorganize, or just learning also, like learning new ways to do old things and finding out like, wow, this actually makes my life easier. So things like that could be presenting themselves in this energy. It's also really great for, as I said, like getting rid of waste, trimming things down, and focusing only on that which is useful and that which is purposeful. So you may find yourself thinking a lot, kind of like mentally geared in this manner throughout the course of the weekend, in relation especially to maybe whatever it is that you're working on or involved in, or whatever you have going on. Energy is probably pretty high on Friday. This is a pretty like extroverted day, I would say. A lot happening, a lot going on. There could be an influx of news and information and communication, options, choices, ideas just kind of swirling around out there. As I mentioned earlier, I would say this is a benefic energy for presentations or meetings or anywhere where you are demonstrating your efforts, let's say for someone else that is judging your efforts for some reason. Hard work pays off, as I have said a bunch of times by now. Okay, so moving into Saturday, the moon does leave Gemini, which means the moon will square actually the nodes of the moon and Neptune right before leaving Gemini in the signs of Pisces and Virgo, then enter Cancer and start squaring Venus. So there could be some relationship issues that present in maybe like the early day on Saturday. It will probably be the same basic vibe though that we're just kind of permeated with all the way around, letting go of things that have run their course and embracing like a fresh start and the future. Again, like there's a very strong future focus right now with Mercury in the sign of Aquarius, Sun in the sign of Aquarius, Pluto in the sign of Aquarius, this Mercury Sun conjunction that we are drawing into right now, and also Venus in the sign of Aries. Venus in Aries like embraces the new, wants to get ahead, like wants to sort of seize the day and start something fresh and like move on, rush forward, like go on a new journey, okay? So we've got that might really just like be pulling us in a forward focused direction. Mars, as I mentioned also earlier, is in a square to Chiron right now. I want to talk about that for just a minute here. There could be some emotions coming up having to do with pain, wounding, and trauma. This Mars Chiron dynamic has been present for a while, the past several days, and you know, moving through the next several days, because Mars is moving slow right now. Chiron moves very slow right now, so that means that the square between them is just kind of sustaining. I probably haven't honestly said enough about this energy. Not my favorite topic, but it can bring like attacks, pain, wounding, trauma. Again, like this has been an ongoing energy, and with the North Node and Neptune together right now as well, this combination with Mars and Chiron in a square to me, especially in these cardinal signs, and Neptune and the North Node together in the end of Pisces, it can just indicate like casualties or loss of life via the infliction of some type of wounding, trauma, attacks, also things having to do with water or fire, because we're talking about this Piscean energy, and we're also talking about like Mars in the sign of Cancer right now, Chiron being in the sign of Aries. So this is energy that we're moving through. This can also be manifestation potential associated with this, just something to be aware of, not to be consumed by. Moving on though, the relationship drama could be playing out somewhat as we get the day started on Saturday, as I said, but it seems like overall another pretty, I don't know, harmonious day. There could be something sentimental or sensitive or emotional with the Cancer moon going on. Whenever we've got a Cancer moon going on, this is always going to be a bit of a more emotionally sensitive time, especially with Mars in the sign of Cancer as well. We can be extremely emotionally sensitive, a little bit emotionally touchy also, and we're in that territory now as the moon is transiting Cancer, preparing to come into a conjunction with Mars. But people could just be like a little bit perhaps in their feelings on Saturday and Sunday, and as a result also of the moon in Cancer, this is a great time to focus on the home, to focus on the family, and to get some things done or improvements done around the house. This Cancer moon that we have going on, while we have the trine between Mars and Saturn, that is what is making me feel like the emphasis on improvements or work done in and of or around the home is what is most energetically indicated for some type of productive like result, also like streamlining and making things more efficient for us somehow. It is the best weekend like ever to get housework and home improvements done, or to do something useful or productive with the family as well. Again, getting rid of things that you no longer need is very supported here. And also with this Cancer moon, like TLC, rest, relax, rejuvenate, get some extra sleep, or of course the artistic end of things, which is so strong and prominent and indicated right now. Artistic, creative, productive projects, excellent use of this energy as well. Divine inspiration with that Neptunian North Node conjunction, and also the master builder energy. Great works being like underway as we move through this particular energetic window. Now let's talk about Sunday specifically, you guys. Of course, this is the big show of the weekend. We got the Mercury CAZIMI with the sun squaring Uranus. We've got the Mars exact to the minute trine with Saturn with the moon. And of course, we still have the Neptune North Node exact conjunction going on as well. There's a good chance that you're going to figure something out. Now, pertaining to what, that's going to depend how this energy is hitting in your own individual chart, but you could figure something out or just gain some type of productive or beneficial insight or information. Brilliance, innovation, invention, mastery of the mind, mastery of the emotions, suddenly, unexpectedly, mind-alteringly, in a way that really shifts our perspective somehow. Something about this, though, is likely to have the impact or an element of freeing the mind somehow. Okay, could bring hope, could bring remedies, could bring inspiration on how to change or fix or shift something, change our perspective. But I mean, with the Uranian square going on, right, it could also, Uranus right now is in the sign of Taurus as well. This has to do with investments, commitments, relationship dynamics. Like, there could be a sense of instability that is brought on somehow by whatever it is that we're figuring out. This is also like just a very classic or traditional way that this energy could be manifesting would be like suddenly finding out about some element of some like relationship or partnership dynamic that you were unaware of, that therefore has the consequence of like pulling out of something with the North Node, Neptune conjunction that we've got going on right now, or applying some solution that we've got with the Mars Saturn retrograde situation, or just like it causing some type of major change to take place within the dynamic of that relationship. This could also have to do with financial situations, gaining some type of insight. This could have to do with like investments and stuff like this. This could bring up things having to do with crypto also, with the whole Uranian element and Uranus in the sign of Taurus and this Mercury Aquarius, Sun Aquarius situation. And also, you guys, things to do with air and things to do with the sky. I'm like being prompted again by that crazy... I hope I didn't like make too big of a deal of that in the beginning of this video or like overemphasize it, but I don't know that I could. Like, I'm telling you, that was crazy. And like, I've had a lot of crazy experiences. Like, I'm no stranger to the bizarre and strange and unusual, I can tell you that. But that was like just... the force with which that bird just crashed into the window, considering that that's never happened before. Like, you know, if it had happened, you know, a time or two in the past, like if there had been incidents before of birds crashing into that particular window right there, you know, it wouldn't have been so... I don't know, just like such a big deal to me, but literally that's just like never happened. And, you know, I'm not always sitting in this seat doing videos. I'm sitting here kind of a lot, but I only record for, you know, maybe like an hour and a half or so, 3 times a week that I'm actually like sitting in this seat. I will tell you, there's a lot more time and effort that goes into these videos than just the time that I spent sitting in the seat. But that was crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it could have happened anytime. It happened while I was recording this video. And you know me, like, I have a pretty open relationship with the universe. Like, we got a pretty free flow of communication going on here, and I don't ever really feel like anything just happens. So that like whole thing is meaningful to me on like an onion, you know what I mean? Like, so many different layers that I haven't had an opportunity to properly process yet. So whatever I was saying at the beginning was just like freestyling whatever was like top of mind coming out based on like having just experienced that. But I don't know, you guys, things, I don't, you know, just things to do with the air, flying. There could be some type of continued emphasis on that. So I don't know, maybe not. Again, like I said, by the time that we get to this video coming out, the energy may have shifted. Like, that literally could just be like one of those freak things that is happening right now because we just had Uranus station and there's been like a lot of weird air stuff going on. But for some reason it happened while I was recording this video, so therefore, I don't know, maybe it's pertaining to this video. Maybe somebody watching this video needed to hear that story for some reason. Maybe it only literally applies to one person out there. I don't know, you guys, but that was just really crazy. So however I got back there, I don't know that either. But some shocking things could be going on that somehow, I don't know, open our eyes about something or shed some light on something or bring a solution or a remedy, or I don't know, there could just be some really crazy stuff that's going on. But eyes on the skies, everybody. I'm like, there's an emphasis on the air. Like, that's what I can kind of say for sure. Okay, but also, like, miracles. Okay, so we're not losing faith. We are maintaining and sustaining in our hope and our understanding that things are truly happening how they need to happen right now. Neptune and the North Node together. This is ultimately ushering in a new cycle of spiritual growth for the collective of humanity that will unfold over the course of the next like 150, 165 years or so. We're just getting started with that now. So, and that's because we are starting a new cycle between Neptune and the North Node. The North Node is destiny and like our collective evolution. And Neptune, of course, is spirituality and our connection to a higher power. So a collective phase of spiritual growth. This is also synonymous or simultaneous to fated endings. Neptune, Pisces, 12th sign of the zodiac. This is where things end and we reunite with spirit in order to start a new process, be born again. So fated endings, you guys, but also massive time of spiritual growth, spiritual awakening. Let's talk about the symbolism associated with this Mercury CAZIMI. This is kind of interesting as well. The Mercury CAZIMI actually starts at 20 degrees 58 minutes. That is the first degree minute where Mercury and the Sun conjoin. They then move together to 20 degrees and 59 minutes, and they then move together to 21 degrees 00 minutes of the sign of Aquarius. So when we read the Sabian symbols, I'm going to be rounding up a degree. So it was 20 degrees 58 minutes 59 minutes. This is talking about 21 degrees of Aquarius. That Sabian symbol is a woman disappointed and disillusioned, courageously facing a seemingly empty future. So there's that on one hand, and then the position of the earth, the polarity point to that alignment is 21 degrees of Leo. Intoxicated chickens dizzily flap their wings trying to fly. That is where this alignment initially comes together, but then as they move to the 21st degree, we start pulling in on the 22nd degree Sabian symbol of Aquarius and Leo. That Sabian symbol, 21 Aquarius, is a rug placed on the floor for children to play, and 22 Leo is a carrier pigeon fulfilling its mission. So it's like how things start are not necessarily how they finish after we've received whatever insight or inspiration or understanding comes as a result of this Mercury Sun CAZIMI energy. The focus shifts somehow. Like we're going from a woman who's disappointed and disillusioned, courageously facing a seemingly empty future, to a rug placed on the floor for children to play. Now, you know, that transition can go a lot of different ways, but it almost feels like over the course of this degree shift, she's gone from a place of having nothing but hope to now having birthed something that she's actively engaging with. So things have sort of changed quite dramatically. And then we're talking about the polarity points, the position of the earth, intoxicated chickens dizzily flapping their wings trying to fly, transitioning to a carrier pigeon fulfilling its mission. So like on, you know, initially it's like we can't even get off the ground. Like we don't even know which way is up. You know what I mean? Like we can't figure out like here from there. We don't know what's going on. But then once we transition, it's like not only do we know what's going on, exactly where we're going, we don't even need a map to get there, and we've fulfilled the mission. And those are both talking about birds as well. And you know, we got all this air sign energy going on. I don't know, you guys, I feel like there's some emphasis on the air, on things that fly. So I'm gonna stop talking now. This has been a real unique video experience for me. This has been like the most weird video I've ever done, I think, for this channel. So yeah, there's that. That's what I have to say, you guys. It could be a weird weekend. Looking forward to reconvening on Monday and catching back up and seeing how all of it went. Okay, so let's get a synchronicity card now. Ask for just a piece of guidance or advice. God, Spirit, Universe. What do we need to know? What should we keep in mind? What's going on? What's it all about? What should we remind ourselves of as we move throughout the course of this weekend? really just very, again, like interesting energetic setup that we've got going on out there. Therefore should produce some interesting results for us. Look at these shuffles. We've got nothing yet. That's okay. We'll try again. Clearly, it's a very specific card. Okay, what do we need to know? What do we need to keep in mind? I can just talk more about the bird while we shuffle. Oh, I guess not. Oh, rest, relax, and believe, it says, you guys. As I was mentioning, with that Cancer moon coming through this weekend, TLC, relaxation, rest, that is also in our interest in this energy. He feedeth among the lilies until the day breaks and the shadows flee away. Song of Solomon 2:16 through 17. Take refuge among the lilies of God and heaven, and dwell upon the concepts of joy, harmony, peace, and beauty, and divine law and order. All your plans, journeys, and undertakings will prosper. Continue in this abiding trust and faith in God until the day breaks and the shadows flee away. Our efforts are being supported in this energy, you guys. I'm telling you, like, if you're doing the good work out there, if you are putting one foot in front of the other, if you are, you know, honing in on your, like, own individual purpose, on like what motivates you, on your passions, or if you're just generally like making every effort to do the best you can do every day, to be the best version of yourself that you can be every day, to do what's right even when nobody's watching, to do the hard thing just because it's the right thing, you know what I mean, to like not cut corners and stuff like that. I'm telling you, there is cosmic support for your efforts. This is the time, like, hard work is going to pay off here, and we're being guided to just like believe in that and rest in that inner knowing that it is all moving in the right direction. Okay, so that's what I have to say today, you guys. Message from the stars, synchronicity message. I hope you guys liked the video. Sorry for my random rambling, but that was crazy. And I will talk to you guys on Monday. Wishing you a very beautiful weekend. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think that they would enjoy this type of astrology content as well. Leave me comments, you guys. Super grateful for your presence on my channel. I cherish you guys. If you're having experiences that align with what I'm talking about in these videos, please let me know in my comment section below. I really truly value your feedback, your information, what you guys have to say. If you want to know what's on this whiteboard, I have a Facebook group linked in my description box below where I link photos of that board. If you want to follow along with the Mayan astrology with us, check out the shorts department of my YouTube channel. I've been keeping up with the Tolkien, putting little videos that I put together about the various day sign combinations out as they come in now. So that's going on over there, and come back with me on Monday. You don't want to miss it, you guys. We will have more astrology to talk about, and it's always a good time. So I will be here. You should be here too. Have a beautiful weekend, everybody. And until next time, bye guys. Hey guys, welcome back. We have a weekend energy update that we need to get into. There is an... Did you get me?